Hey guys, it's Evan. It is Friday, July 3rd, 5:13:21 p.m. Central Time, and I just wanted to hop on before I just like relax for the day. I feel like super brutal and hard on myself because I'm like I shouldn't even be relaxing. I should catch up on homework, especially 4th of July weekend, and I'm having issues trying to get one of the books for one of my courses, so now I'm like 3 or 4 weeks behind in that class because I don't have the book to do my labs. Anyways, so I'm trying to just like not worry and take it easy. I've been told in certain aspects of my life to just not worry that things are being handled, so I'm trying to relax, but I actually made this video to show my I have the worst equipment. I have the oldest laptop and the oldest iPhone, and my iPhone for some reason technology is working against me, probably because I can do too much with so little, but now suddenly out of nowhere, allegedly my data is being accounted for, whatever that means. Like that can actually happen, but whatever. Allegedly now my phone is so overloaded, but whatever. Anyways, I wanted to show you guys. See, I have a horrible laptop. So this is where I broke out. I broke out here and in the same spot. So I have like hives. So I went in for a haircut, and the lady, well, she messed up my hair, but I asked if some gel could be put. That's usually people who do finishing touches on their hair. They put pomade or hair or gel or product or whatever. And I asked like if some gel could be placed in my hair. She was like, "We don't have any gel." So then she goes and gets pomade and rubs it in my head. And as we're closing up, and I go to use the restroom, like kind of like check my hair, see how she did, and so I'm thinking to myself, okay, it's super choppy, but like sometimes it looks that way, and when you rinse it out, then you're like, okay, it was just a bunch of like fringe from, scraggly hairs and stuff. But then that wasn't what really struck out to me, mind you. I don't know why. I was just like overwhelmed with like what seeped into my scalp was still like it's way better, but it was just like this disgusting smell of cigarettes. It was awful. It was like deep in my scalp. It was all over because she rubbed it into my head. So I was just like, oh, it reeked. Like my head and my scalp reeked of cigarette smoke. And she rinsed me once, rubbed the pomade in, and then I brought it to her attention, and she rinsed and shampooed me again, and it was still in my hair. And then I got home and I showered, and it was still in my hair. I woke up in the morning, I went to water grass, and I sprayed the water hose in my head, and it still smelled like cigarettes. And then when I went back to get it fixed, it was washed again, and it was a lot better. It washed out a majority of the smell, but then I went and got another treatment. It's called like a head treatment or something like that. I went and got that, and like now it's just kind of like a faint smell. It's not as bad as it was, and I don't know what it was about that cigarette smoke that it was like it was almost like if somebody just rubbed a pack of cigarettes all over my head. Basically, is what. So I found this in the streets and I fixed it up. I don't believe in gun violence or using them, but I do believe it's our constitutional right. But see if I can show you with some better lighting. See if I can figure this out. How am I going to do this? You see all those little dots? I don't know if you can see them or not. Mm, maybe this thing's too bright. See if I can get it from the bottom. There we go. It's kind of better. And I'll try to like, I don't know. I feel like I'm not doing it justice. Like you're not really seeing how bad it is. There we go. I think I kind of got it now. How bad the rash is on my hand, the hives, and then it's the same thing on this side. Mm, I feel like you can't really see it. I mean, I can tell it's awful. I'll try to show you where it is. Right here. All these little hives. So, anyways, I know this is horrible lighting in here in this room, and all that rash of hives. That's just from like washing it out. It smelled awful. So, I'll try later. See all these hives. I'll try later. My phone's giving me a hard time, so I'll try later to take photos and upload photos. I went out. I got some things that I really needed to help out, and then I really need to place an order to get some gardening tools. I need an edger and batteries for my weed whacker, and I pray to God my weed whacker still works. Like worst case scenario, I need to buy some more spool, but I'm just praying like God, please make a way for me to make some money, make a way for me to catch up on homework, and like I'm already allergic to. Just found out I'm allergic to dust mites. So that's basically like everything in the air. So basically, I'm like bubble boy. Whew. But on that note, I did, and I was like going to buy this online at Walmart, and then I was like to myself, by my lonesome online shopping, I was just like, this is not. This actually makes for a good like. This is better than a ring light, to be honest with you. So, anyways, check that out. Hey, I found that on the road. I mean, it beats a ring light. It really does. Like, this lit up the whole wall, and the ring light just usually gets like. Anyways, I'm getting distracted. So, actually, this is for allergen. I mean, I'm not gonna spray it on my wrist. I've already been exposed to the cigarette smoke. But I don't know. Like, I'm on top of everything else in life. Like, I think when I was a young, attractive young man. No, when I was, I always refer to myself like I was smoother than a viper, man, and I really was. But so I remember these days where like I don't know if it was just how I carried myself, but I remember just sitting down for some lunch somewhere, and this woman at the table right next to me. We were both outside, and I was eating, and I don't know how it happened, but she had cigarettes and she was smoking. And she very like, this was a time when women would approach me. Now it's forget about it, it's out the door. But in that time, women all would always approach me. Some of them would had no shame, just they just tossed themselves. Okay, anyways, I'm veering off there. But anyways, this lady, she was gorgeous, and she just like just there eating, and she very just calmly asked me in some way, and I remember thinking to myself, wow, that's like one of the nicest things, like most considerate things anyone's ever done. And she just not to start up conversation or not for attention or anything, but she was just being like considerate and was just like, hey, she's like, if my cigarette bothers you while you eat, just let me know and I'll put it out. And I said, oh, no, 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 but thank you. And she said, I mean, I wasn't even like, I was just eating whatever. I was younger. Now, here I am, breaking out for every little thing. The only thing I need to break out is a water cash. Anyways, the only thing that needs to break is my bank account for having so much money in it. Anyways, I'll stay positive. So I was just like, now it's just unreal. Now that I'm older, you know, I don't know if this. It says it has Aller Fresh technology. So like, I don't know what their standards are or what they like, how they can make this allegation that that this fragrance is allergy friendly, which is, I think, kind of, I don't know, for me, I'm super scientifically minded, so I mean, I feel like the nitrogen is a good touch. Like, I feel like it says it's no fragrance allergens, and it does, like I mentioned. I don't know how they can make that allegation, and it's probably because of that they put this symbol here, because that's for somebody that's super like mental like me and actually reads this stuff. So it looks like they use some other type of alcohol, which I think is really good because some people are super sensitive to alcohol, especially pregnant women. They smell everything. They smell deceit. So it says that it's a plant-based ingredient and it permanently neutralizes Allerfresh technology. It says Clorox Pure uses a plant-based ingredient with Allerfresh technology to permanently neutralize asterisk e- allergens it contacts without the use of traditional disinfectants or flammable propellants, which is probably why they use that different alcohol form of alcohol. It's not so like it's not so flammable or so overwhelming of a scent or an irritant. And I should tell you guys, as I shook the bottle up to tell you guys, it says do not shake. Like, this is, which me, I cannot stand. Like, when I was at the homeless shelter, people would be like, hey, Evan, can I use your bed bug spray? Like, can I use your bug spray? And I have, like, just things. And so, like, I cannot stand with any type of container, any type of bottle. I can't stand when people don't shake the bottle. Like, with anything. I used to work on cars and be around chemicals all the time, and it says shake well before use. It says to shake. I can't stand people that do not shake the bottles because, for one, you already know you're getting, it's a scandal. You're already getting ripped off because most of the containers air or some form of propellant in the bottle to like for it to aerate and dispense. So you're already getting ripped off because like half of this is just air and a little bit is chemical. And with especially a lot with like those cheap fragrance bottles, you get ripped off because like if you don't shake it well, then all of the air or whatever is used to dispense it out, all of that air is released, the gas or air is released, and then you can't even spray any more chemicals. So now you got the chemical in there, and you're not able. Push, 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 and nothing comes out. I just, I'm just weird like that. I can't stand people that don't shake the bottle when it literally says shake well before use. Like I don't. I mean, don't get like my inhaler. I shake. You're supposed to shake it and prime and stuff. But even then, I mean, nobody's perfect. The world's not perfect. But this, actually, like that was honestly the first thing I did. I think I was like trying to shake it, and then I was like, oh, it says do not shake, and actually, the mist. I'll try to spray. I don't want to spray my laptop, but I'll spray like I'll spray this way. See if I can still show you guys the mist, like how the mist. See, it's actually like a really good mist. I would say it's kind of comparable to like my sister's, their cosmetic spritz, like the cosmetic misters. Is almost like comparable to that, to be honest with you. It's like at that mist, or like when you push those little cosmetic bottles and they just like spritz real quick. That's what it is, what it comes out, and obviously it does that little click. Anyways, I just want to show everybody my rash. I'm sure that makes me super weird, but I'd rather just journal and vlog and share my rash than I can't make this stuff up. Alright, peace out. I'll try to take pictures later.